In fact, King Sara Kasimov wasn't a national leader, but a descendant of Genghis Khan and a grandson of Ablai Khan, the Khan of the Middle Jews. In his childhood, King Sara had a military upbringing, and the main figures in his life were his brother Sarjan and father Qasim. In 1821, King Sara was 19 years old. He, together with his father and older brother, led a liberation movement aimed at overthrowing the royal power in Kazakhstan. Why were they so keen to overthrow the Tsarist regime? The Tsarist government was gradually limiting the power and the privileges of local feudal lords and the sultan's upper class. King Sara and his father and brother were angry at the injustice, and so guess what they did? They plundered. In 1836 and later in 1840s, the savages of Khagan Khan got angry with King Sara's father and brother because of numerous invasions from their side and killed them. Having lost his support, King Sara, he asked the Russians to return the Khan's title. However, they ignored him. But with his experience of past raids and his father's rebel upbringing, he decides to start his uprising. 1837. Oghuz and clans that didn't want to join King Sara, he burned and sold. He lied to them about the increased taxes by the Russians. Soon, Nabads were convinced of his lies and scattered. But we call this behavior of King Sara Khan not deceitful and despotic, but strategic. The descendants of Ablai Khan refused to support King Sara since they saw that the brave, ambitious, but short-sighted and predatory great-grandson didn't possess the talents of his great-grandfather.
The rebellion began on the territory of the Middle Jews. In total, they were about 20,000 rebels. The first reason for this rebellion was the colonial policy of the Russian Empire. The second reason was the construction of many fortresses on the Kazakh territory, as well as the attacks and invasions by the soldiers of Oghuz. The third reason was the illegal abolition of the Kazakh Khanate by the Russian government. The beginning of the action during the rebellion is that in 1837 he attacked soldiers of the Aktau fortress and took away all their weapons. Gradually, the ranks of the rebels began to grow and the territory of the rebel movement expanded. It covered up 3 Druses. In the struggle against the Russians, King Sara first acted as a continuation of the political line. The murder of his relatives made an alliance with the Khagan Khanate impossible. He sought other allies in the person of the Khan of Bukhara and Kyrgyz. King Sara tried to solve the problems that arose between the Khanate and Russia by diplomatic means. Thus, he signed a peace treaty with the Orenburg province. He managed to turn the enmity between the Orenburg and West Siberian provinces in his favor. For example, King Sara praised the governor of the Orenburg and swore loyalty, but also complained to the West Siberian province. So he turned all his forces against the Khagan Khanate.
Meanwhile,
The Russian Empire set the goal of destroying King Sara Khan. He was well aware that the support of the Kazakhs alone wouldn't be enough to continue the struggle. He based his calculations on uniting the force of Kazakh and Kyrgyz. King Sara really needed the help of the Kyrgyz people. But General Vishnovsky's scout Isaul Nukhalov and Kyrgyz Manavs made an agreement with Armon and Jantai. The Russian Empire highly appreciated the participants of King Sara Khan's murder and generously awarded Armon, Kalgul, Jantai from the Kyrgyz side and Sapatai and Rustem from the Kazakh side with medals and money prizes from the Siberian authorities. Another reason why many Kazakhs didn't support him is that Keisar brutally massacred even Kazakh clans who refused to support him. Remember how he dealt with his relatives Chinggisids in 1844 when in one battle he ordered to destroy 44 sultans. In the same year, he destroyed several owls of the Jappaz family. That is why such details couldn't be ignored.
In general, Keisar Khan is an outstanding historical personality. The leader of Kazakh Khan court, whose life and activities have left an indelible mark in the history of Kazakhstan. Keisar Khan is considered a national hero of Kazakhstan and one of the symbols of national identity. His struggle for independence and defense for Kazakh culture have left a deep trace in the consciousness of Kazakh people.
Моя истина — степь, которую росили своей кровью наши предки. И кровью отбил у врагов мой дед Аблай. Вот моя душа. Вот моя голова.